Rain or shine, sleet or snow, the Postal Service delivers our mail daily, with the exception of Sunday, of course. But when Amazon contracted the agency several years ago to help with deliveries, carriers were pressed into Sunday service, and for some, that created a conflict over doing their jobs or observing the Sabbath. One of those carriers who put faith first says he was forced to resign and is now appealing all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. It's a high-stakes battle that could impact every workplace. Our Devin Dwyer has the story.
In this rural corner of Pennsylvania, Gerald Groff spent years delivering the mail during the week and worshiping faithfully on Sundays.
I want to own what I believe and live that out before God.
Sundays were sacred for Groff when the mail truck stopped and he could observe the Sabbath. That is, until 2015, when Amazon contracted with the Postal Service to deliver packages.
They began to ask people of my position to deliver on Sundays or holidays. And I told them I'm not going to be able to work on the Lord's Day at all.
Why are Sundays so sacred to you?
The Bible says that we're supposed to keep the Lord's Day as unique and holy. It's not to be a day that we're supposed to work.
At first, the postmaster accommodated Groff, tapping substitute carriers to take Sunday shifts at this rural post office while he picked up an extra route in exchange. But a year later, his boss said things had changed.
She said, I'm not going to put up with your this year. And she said that basically you're going to have to find another job or you're going to work Sundays this time.
Unwilling to compromise his faith, Groff transferred to a post office nearby, one that had just 4 carriers and still did not deliver on Sundays. But as demand for Amazon delivery soared, Groff eventually could not avoid Sunday assignments, shifts he chose to skip 24 times over 2 years.
Did you ever consider, going to worship services and then picking up a shift?
I told my supervisor it's the Lord's Day, it's not the Lord's morning. It's not supposed to be like the other 6 days of the week.
Why not just pick a different job that allows you to work on different hours and different days?
I didn't really think I should have to quit. I really expected the post office to find a way to accommodate me.
Repeatedly disciplined for not showing up, after 7 years delivering the mail, Groff resigned in 2019 and sued.
My intention was always to stay with the post office, for the full 20 years and retire with federal benefits.
Federal law requires employers to accommodate the religious beliefs of workers unless it would pose an undue hardship on business. 46 years ago, the U.S. Supreme Court said that means anything more than a de minimis cost to the employer. The Postal Service and 2 lower federal courts say Groff's refusal to work Sundays was clearly a hardship, alleging his absences created a tense atmosphere and bred resentment, and that the need to find substitutes was time-consuming.
How hard would it be to find a substitute?
Well, there was none. I don't miss the bad weather either.
Veteran postal workers Scott Arnold and Rob Ressiver of Virginia, who are not connected to the case and recently retired, said they empathize with the sentiment.
The only replacements are who we had in the office, and we were short-staffed as it was already, so we had to double up. A route can't sit on the floor.
So someone missing a shift means, bottom line, more work for the rest of the
Somebody has to pick it up.
So if a colleague of yours, back when you were at the post office, said, for religious reasons, I got to take every Sunday off.
It would be a negative reaction. Maybe it's legitimate, and you'll say, oh, okay, I get it, that's an exception. But a lot of people don't react that way.
You can accommodate somebody, and that's fine if you can accommodate somebody. But it could get to the point where does this all end?
Amazon's contract with the Postal Service fundamentally changed the business and the job.
The post office has to figure out how to make the new landscape work in the most efficient, cost-effective manner.
The Postal Service says accommodating religious observance would create undue hardship on the business.
The hardship would be created if they don't have proper staffing. And they don't have proper staffing. The other part of the problem is equity. Do I have to go join this organization or join this religion or something to be included in this so I can get something that everybody else can get?
What do you say to one of your potential coworkers who may have wondered, gosh, why do I get stuck with Sundays?
I was willing to work every holiday. I was equally as inconvenienced by the Amazon contract as they were. It was not something I signed up for. It was imposed upon us.
Groff, who now works in the mailroom at a private retirement community, wants the Supreme Court to force employers to be more accommodating of the religious beliefs of workers. But Rachel Lazar with Americans United for Separation of Church and State says the impact could be sweeping.
This case opens the floodgates to every employee in the workforce being forced to carry the burden of someone else's religious practices, whether it's in a pharmacy context, asking to not fill birth control prescriptions, or in a workplace, asking to have the right to discriminate against LGBTQ people.
Groff's attorneys say the concerns are overblown.
Why in the world do you want to get rid of the guy who's going to deliver on Thanksgiving Day, deliver 2 shifts on a Saturday, go into the night all the rest of the days of the week, over a couple of Sundays that we can always reschedule around?
A debate over faith and fairness that could change every American workplace.
I can't fix what happened to me, but if we could stop that from happening to somebody else, I would consider that a win.
Gerald Groff hoping the court will protect skipping Sunday work for the Sabbath, in a decision expected by the end of June.
We'll be watching. Our thanks to Devin.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.